Does your vote count in North Carolina? I've been getting this one requested a whole lot, so here's how that goes. North Carolina is considered a swing state, but Donald Trump won in 2020. Trump won with 49.93% and Joe Biden won with 48.59%, which means yes, neither candidate got more than 50%. But what does that really mean? Well, that means that if only 9.5% of non-voting Democrats decided to show up to the polls, then Biden would have won North Carolina. And that's not 9.5% of the people who voted for Biden. That's 9.5% of registered voters who would have voted for Biden, but they stayed home instead. So if 1 out of every 10 people who wanted Biden to win the election but didn't actually go and vote for him actually went out and voted, then Biden would have won North Carolina. And if you think that that's bad, it gets a lot worse. The Senate election, which took place on the same day on the same ballot as the presidential election in 2020, Cal Cunningham, the Democratic candidate, lost with 46.94%. So what would it have taken to have a Democratic senator in North Carolina? Well, for starters, if 10.7% of the Democratic voters who stayed home went to vote for Cal here, then Cal would have won that election in 2020. But more so, there were 4% of voters who were at the election but didn't fill out the ballot. And if they would have filled out the rest of the ballot, then Cunningham would have won the Senate. What does that mean? That means there were a bunch of Democrats in 2020 who voted for Biden and didn't really care about anything else. These are people who wanted Democrats to win and were already at the polls. Now, we know that you guys can do this because you did vote down ballot for the governor, and there were also a bunch of Republicans that voted for Roy Cooper. But you can't just care about the presidential vote and the governor vote. You have to vote down the ballot. House of Representatives, Senate. If you would have done that and then 1 out of every 10 of you who stayed home decided to actually go and vote, North Carolina would have been all blue.